Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to WatchYouWant.com. Thanks for logging on. Today, we're looking at a signature watch from a signature spot. This is the PAM00466 Luminor Marina Black Seal. This is the West Palm Beach Boutique Limited Edition. Now, Panerai has a tradition of creating boutique-specific engraved signature models, exclusives that pay tribute to each of the cities where Officine Panerai has established a boutique over the years. Now, one of the iconic and most important locations on the eastern seaboard of the United States for the Panerai distributorship is the 150 Worth Avenue boutique in West Palm Beach, Florida. Now, the Panerai PAM466 follows in the tradition of, for instance, the 468 Bal Harbour / Miami, the 428 Milan, the 414 Paris, the 542 Lucerne, the 318 New York City Brooklyn Bridge, and the 453 Dubai. Also available on WatchYouWant.com, by the way. But the bottom line is the 466 pays tribute to West Palm Beach and does so in grand fashion. If you look at the case back right here, you can see a gorgeous engraving of Worth Avenue itself, and this is the road through which all the swanky stuff happens in Palm Beach. Gorgeous location, beautiful weather. It's the sights, the sounds, the look, and the feel of South Florida, and it's really got a lot of, I don't want to say zeitgeist because it's not the spirit of the times, but there's definitely a sense of occasion when you're there. It's a feel-good place, and that's all encapsulated in this case back. Beautifully and deeply engraved. Panerai actually uses several different layers of engraving and several different depths of engraving to lend shading and a sort of three-dimensional effect to this case back. For all of their boutique location editions, they do this, and it's an incredible thing to see. This is one of those cases where you just kind of have to ditch the iPhone. Just go to our website and take a look at the photos, because the iPhone's kind of underselling the concept here, and the concept is a highlight of the PAM466. But everything that's good and great about the Luminor Marina, and then a little bit, is here. Now, this model is the classic 44mm cushion case Panerai Luminor. So what you have is that classic face, a little bit squat, a little bit squarish. This is the look that debuted in 1993 with the very first Panerai Luminor civilian references. Now, those first ones were, of course, the Luminor Marina with small seconds, the Luminor, and the little seen and often forgotten Mare Nostrum chronograph. It's out there, but you got to look for it. But it was the Luminor Marina that was the star of the show. With small seconds, COSC certified. The bottom line is that this watch packs all of that original appeal. It's the look and it's the feel of the old Panerai combat divers, but it's also what people remember so well from the 1990s and early 2000s when the brand was in its formative stages and just beginning to catch fire on the forums around the world. The Paneristi, the true believers in the brand, they absolutely go gaga over this look. Even more so because this watch in particular pays tribute to the history of the company in several ways. Now, first and foremost, right here, this is a Black Seal model. So right below the cannon pinion and just above the 6 o'clock station, let me see if I can show it in the light, but just above the text Panerai, there is a little, what's known as a Soloro Lanto Corsa, the SLC, also known as the Pig. This is the manned torpedo that the Italian frogmen rode during World War II. Now, Panerai, for those 3 or 4 people watching this who don't know the story, got its start as a supplier to the Italian Navy when it was setting up its pioneering amphibious combat swimmers during the 1930s. And into World War II, they were using Panerai watches built by Rolex, customized by Panerai for submarine, basically what we'd call today EOD, explosive ordnance, bomb planting, all sorts of clandestine activities. There were successes against the British in the Mediterranean, arguably more at the combat swimmer level than by the Italian surface fleet during World War II. So there's a great deal of history right here, and because those forces were the genesis of all modern tactical amphibious forces, like, for instance, the U.S. Navy SEALs, and during the middle century, the 50s and 60s, the U.S. UDT, underwater demolition teams, those Panerai watches were on the wrist of the forces that were arguably the father of all those strategies and all those setups. And a lot of that's captured right here, that mid-century vibe, using the dirty dial look, what's known as a vintage patina simulated with colored superluminova to look like the aged radium that develops on the vintage Panerai watches over time. Now, when you see those go at auction, you'll notice that the indexes, the hands, the numerals, they're all beautifully browned, and that's what radium will do to Lume over the years. The downside is that, as good as it looks, it stops glowing. Here you get the best of both worlds with that luminova coating. in a sort of patinaed brown, but it's fully functional and it glows like an absolute torch at night. Classic Panerai sandwich dial with the stenciled indexes and numerals placed over a solid disc of Lume material. It shines right through at night and it has a great 3D depth effect during the day. The case is a combination of high polish with a brushed device protecting the crown, that classic lever action, in this case with a bearing roller to lock the crown down. This is the highest quality and latest design to break into the Panerai line. But that signature design, patented during the 1950s, is really an icon of the Luminor model and Panerai in general. When people think of Panerai watches, they think of legibility, big size, combat heritage, and this crown guard. Now, the case itself is joined to a untreated natural calfskin leather strap with a patina look thread that's a contrasting stitch, just slightly off-white to contrast with the leather and continue that aged look that starts with the dial. Again, this is a classic Panerai. If you're from South Florida, this is a great homeboy reference. This is one that represents. This watch is where you're from, and it's got that Miami flair to it. Vintage patina. It's got the high polish that you expect of the South Florida sunshine look. It's got the look of a watch that is steeped in history with the black seal dial, the Soloro Lanto Corsa emblem. You've got patina on the dial, on the strap, on the thread. Beautifully cohesive. Everything about this watch is upbeat. Everything about this watch is cheerful, chic, deferential to history, but very modern in the fit, finish, the presentation. I like this watch a lot because it is redolent of the boutique to which it pays tribute, but it doesn't abandon its Panerai identity and the company's heritage in the process. It's a great fusion of the past and present of the Panerai watch company, the Luminor model line, and the history of these combat watches into the modern age, into the era of luxury production. A great piece available with full box and papers on our website, watchyouwant.com. If you want to take it in the water, it does come with an accessory rubber strap that you can fit on there. This is your do-it-all watch, just as formal as it is sporting. It's also a versatile piece, so check it out on our website, watchyouwant.com. If you're from South Florida, especially if you're from Palm Beach, and you want something a little bit unique, geographically specific, and memorable in every case, this, one of 75 Panerai Luminor PAM00466 Marina black seals, available from watchyouwant.com.